guys, what's going on? FY My Pawn here, and welcome back to Tainted Grail rather, the Fall of Avalon. Since we last left off, if I do recall correctly, we began our journey as Gavin, the unarmed pugilist, and yeah, we managed to break free from the Red Death. We also managed to escape the island, getting to the first act, ultimately. For this stream, what we're going to be doing is I am going to be going through to quickly march my way over to getting the most important item of the game for us. In addition to that, I will be seeking out a various set of items that will help us along the way, but ultimately we need to build up our strength, so that's going to take some time. But I digress. Without further ado, let's just get into things and see what happens. Okay, as you can see, I've been playing on my own for quite a bit over the course of like a week. It's quite a fun game, I must admit. But I do worry about magic because there's only a limited amount, and you don't actually... There's very little in the way of upgrades that you can get, surprisingly. But it's no big deal. We'll manage all the same. That said, we're going to have to figure out how we're going to increase our unarmed without weapon relics, because we don't actually have the benefit of that. Regardless. So, as you can see, our first goal is to go to the Shadow of the Horns, but instead, we want to make our way all the way up roughly around here, I believe. So, we are going to make a detour there, but before we do... Oh, thank you for the follow, Nepsol Deadly, much appreciated. But yeah, we need to do a few things first before we do that. Now, there is a few items that I'd like to get. Ideally, I think I should go over to here first. And that's going to require us going up to the top here on that cliff side. And there's a few reasons that we want to go here. But it's going to take some time to actually get there, so for now, let's just grab what we can and just get going. Alright, so all we gotta do is just parkour up here, slip up here, there we go. But there is a good reason as to why we're doing this. Before we do continue, let's actually save. This will just basically act as our save for Stream 2. As you can see, we have a bit of issues with the enemies, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, their damage will get better as time goes on. Oh, that is another Gwendolio. Not good. Okay, let's change that to a food. Okay. There we go. Ow! It's a good thing I saved, but damn. Alright, so I'm gonna have to bait one, then go from there, I guess. But, hey, we're getting stronger because of it, so it's alright. We're definitely gonna need better armor, though. Alright, just bait this guy out. Come on. Ow. Okay. At the very least, we're eating mushrooms like crazy, so we got food easily set up. Alright, cover stamina. Go down. There we go, got him. Okay, so you do have options for Gwendolino. Let's first level up, because the more we level up, the better. Alright, so attribute-wise, I believe what we need most is strength. So we need to get 6 levels in strength, and we need to get 6 levels in practicality. And there is a reason I'm doing that, but it's strictly because we need to make this happen. Not only that, but it will increase our melee damage, so it's not bad to consider. As well as it increases our stamina. So having those levels is actually really good. Skill tree wise, we can just invest into more Fists of Fury. That's just going to increase our damage overall. And we will be getting even more strength as time goes on, and each strike is only going to make itself more and more devastating as time goes on. Okay, let's see. We need to go over to this side here. Alright. So here we've got a few things, but the most important, well, maybe is most important, is the egg. Whether it's useful or not, I have no idea, but we've got a few items here. Nothing too crazy, though. We're going to keep the items because we will need them later on, but for now, this should be it. Okay, bag-wise, let's see. What do we got? Got a lot of stuff. But thankfully, we have a lot of carry weight, so we should be fine for a while. So, Starborn Egg gives an additional 10% damage when you have a weapon equipped. I'm not sure whether we will have to equip a weapon or not, but it is something that we should have. Alas. Item-wise, let's see, what can we use as well here? We need something that's going to help heal ourselves, so ideally we want something that increases HP as we go. Roses would probably be the next best thing. But if not, we can always find other means to heal. We just need something that has a lot of quantity, like white buttons currently. We will be able to get more as time goes on, so for now, we just need to focus on foods. So we're just going to focus on using bread here. And we'll just eat our food stock, essentially. Alright. Next objective is to go further up here. We need to go specifically there. It's going to be a bit of a journey, but it needs to be done, essentially. And as we go, we can just take out some wolves or whatever else comes our way. It's going to be a long journey, but it needs to be done. And hey, as we're going, we'll eventually get levels. What we could do is, sneak through here, but no, we're gonna actually hold off on going anywhere specific. We will need to get some things in order to upgrade ourselves a bit better. But for now, let's save here. And let's start beating some zombies. Okay. Okay. Ow. Ow. Okay. Not exactly the smartest thing, but whatever. Okay. I'm just gonna let myself heal here a bit. Okay, recover stamina. Okay. Unarmed is slowly scaling. Oh. I will need more stamina if I'm hoping to attack more, but right now I'm more focused on the damage output. So, time comes, as we go on, we will be fine. There we go. And now for you. There we go, got him. Grab what we can here. Alright, so there is a whole lot to explore, a whole lot to get as we go through. Oh, hello. I do not know what that is, but I've seen it a few times in my main playthrough. I don't know what it does, don't know what it is. I'm just winging it, essentially, with well, I don't know what it is, I just know it's a danger of sorts. Let's save here. Alright. There you go. Alright, so now we've made that. Take the milkweed and sage. What we need to do now is start heading northward. It's going to take a little bit of a journey in order to do this, but we need to do it in order to prep ourselves for the immediate future. We won't be able to actually jump that way, so we're just going to go the other way here. Alright.
Huh? Did you hear something?
I'm just going to ignore these guys now at this point. Because I'm not currently capable of dealing with most enemies right now. So ideally we want to avoid the enemies if we can. But hey, we'll get experience for every enemy, well, for every location we go to, so...
Disturb my peace.
Alright. And for each waypoint we get, we actually get a surplus of EXP as well, so that's nice. Hello.
I see fear in your eyes. Your armor won't save you.
Ow. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're making progress. We're slowly making progress, that is. So it's just a matter of avoiding the enemy at this point, as you can tell. It's not... We're not in a situation where we can be picky with what we fight. There we go. At least our armor values are growing, so that's good. Alright, but yes, no, we need to bolt, essentially. The more we adventure, the more materials we'll get, so... or experience we'll get, so...
Oh, you'll regret it.
So it's essentially a, yeah, we just gotta run it for at least a little while. We will need to get better armor, so that is another thing that we'll have to do, eventually. But for now, it's just a matter of, getting things done. Okay, just avoid you. Hello, cows. Ignore those. Yep, there we go. Alright, we're halfway there, I think. It's going to take some journeying, obviously. And we're actually going to quickly go over to this Druidic Shrine. So, for those who don't know, Druidic Shrines give you incoming healing and critical damage. You do always want to sacrifice something to these, because they give you a bunch of experience and a bit of gear as you're going through. So it's always worth investing, because the more you crits, well, you basically get more crit damage, and later on, crits are probably going to be our best friend, because damage will only have so much that it can do for us. Let's see, what did we get anyways? We got some boots. We got... When our mana is a certain threshold, it gives us more, but for now, we just need to equip it, because that will give us a nice juicy 2 extra armor compared to what we originally had. That will, at the very least, increase our survivability, which is more important at this moment. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, we want that. Avoid the enemies. We'll take what we can in regards to herbs and whatnot. It will matter for the future. But mainly, we're just doing it so we have materials that we can use to heal ourselves if we ever need it. Okay, we'll go in here. Roses are going to be our best friend as well, because they will heal us much like the other. Alright, there we go. We got the All-Mother Shrine. From here, there should be a statue somewhere, if I recall correctly. I can't find it, though, so it's no big deal. We'll get to it later. But if we do go this way, we will meet a specific zone that allows us to teleport to and fro. It's just down the road here, I believe. We should at least go to this. Not for any particular reason, but simply because we do need to get stronger. Okay, there we go. Abandoned stronghold, fast travel point. Let's set up a fire. That way we can level up here. Attributes. I guess practicality would be ideal, but no. We're going to increase our strength. And skill tree wise, I guess we just increase our unarmed again. There we go. Consecutive hits gain 5% bonus damage. This is probably the most important out of them all. But we're not in a rush to get that, to be quite honest. Right now, we need more stamina, if anything. Let's see. Health is also important, but we are not too worried about that. Let's go talk with Arthur. The Archspire didn't look like something built by humans.
I suppose it wasn't. I can feel it guards something primordial within. The markings on the stone resemble the work of the Foredwellers. In my time, such inscriptions would shift and change, making them impossible to decipher. Yet, I met some people who sought to unravel these mysteries. Most of them were Picts. I allowed them to explore Avalon without my oversight. And so, I remember that the royal geographers came to be. My favorite band of adventurers. True pathfinders. Avalon owes them a great debt.
The King's Road clearly has seen better days.
I suppose it has. A pity it has become a hunting ground for bandits. But do not worry, my friend. Let us walk this path and make me whole again. I will restore this island to the glory it deserves. The King's Road included.
Alright. But yes, we've now increased our stamina. Well, no, we've increased our strength, so that's going to only make it even better. We'll keep collecting what roses we can and whatever things we can. I'm going to save here. There we go. Okay, recover stamina. There we go. Hey. Ow. Okay, I nearly perished there. That's fine. Okay, where were we? Right, we were going northward, so we just need to keep going. There's probably a druidic shrine up here, so we do need to get up to there. Let's see. If we keep going this way, we should get to a point where we can actually go up there. Yep, there we go. Here we are. We'll sacrifice a brain. That's going to get us 300 experience and wrath, which will give us some spell power, but we're mainly doing it for the armor. This will increase our defenses significantly. Alright. Off we continue. We keep going, we're going to meet a new fellow here. Hello.
Did you make sure that no one from the Queen's entourage was following your trail? Beware her spokespeople. And if you're acting on her behalf, be gone and perish!
What Queen? What are you on about?
The first time I saw her was years ago, when night fell over Brockmiala, and the gatherers had already fallen into a peaceful slumber. Then, the first sign appeared, a harbinger of what was to come. The mist, thicker than ever before. Wilfred was the first to notice it, as he still tended to the beehives. Finally, from the milky shroud suspended between the earth and the sky, an unexpected procession emerged, led by the Queen of Queens. Oh. We were lucky to be wearing our attire.
What happened next? Who is the Queen?
Along with the mist came stinging troubles. The Queen issued a decree, and that meant trouble. That's right. Troubles are like bee stings. Man swells from them, and later on, he doesn't even resemble a human anymore. The most important thing is that both Brock and Brockmiala were protected. Yes, that's the most important thing.
Your attire is very peculiar.
It's the attire of many families from Brockmiala. It protected them, just like it protected me. That's right, but I can't give it to you. It shields me from the Queen's gaze. I am invisible to her. I hope you understand. No one wants to be noticed by her.
Who are you?
Depends on who's asking. Do you bring trouble? Or are you in need? Do you hear the buzzing of the bee swarm? Or are you carrying that noise yourself? No, I can't hear any buzzing from you. Hold on. You don't know what you're doing here yourself. And you are looking for answers. Or the right questions. Ah, well, same difference. My name is Brock. If you need something to shield yourself from evil, you've come to the right place. Of course. Go.
So this guy sells a whole bunch of stuff. For us, what we might do is even go as far as to buy some carinations or whatnot. So weapon relics. They're not going to be as useful because you need to have a weapon of sorts to actually use them. We're going unarmed, so we don't actually have a weapon of sorts. So we're stuck with just using armor relics, which is much less varied, putting it lightly. Let's see, what can we use? We can use penny buns. Brittle Grill is tempting, but not really needed. But before we do, let's actually sell. We haven't gotten access to our stash yet, so it's kind of pointless. But we can still sell what we've found thus far. So we're just going to sell all of these. There we go. We'll sell the Broken Broadsword, the Dull Broadsword. We don't really need the very short bow, but we will still keep it all the same. And we'll keep the arrows, just in case we ever want to use them. Same for the spells. We will sell everything that we don't need that is blue. Let's see. Ring of Protection would probably be ideal for us, because we need the protection right now. We can't really use this weapon relic, but it is still a good item to have, all the same. Got some foodstuffs that we can use, but nothing too crazy. I'm going to keep the rest, though. And from here, we're actually going to buy the Carinations. And let's see. We got a few that are increase health by 3. We'll grab the penny buns, and that will have to be it for now.
I hope your protective beads won't get much.
Alright, so we're going to save here. And off we go into the depths here. Hello, Wolf. Oh, we need to go. Ow. Okay. We'll use the water as a shield of sorts. Okay, we're halfway there. We are going to need a save here in particular. I do believe that there is threats over there, so we want to avoid those. Over here. Probably more threats that we'd like to avoid, preferably. Yeah, so that guy we want to avoid if we can. He is gonna be a dangerous foe of sorts. But here we're almost there, so now we just got to get to the Gauntlets, and hopefully we should be able to get there without too much issue. Yeah, in fact, let's just avoid them. But essentially what we want to do is we want to hop up here. Can we get up here? Not really, no, can we? We'll use this as a way to just get around these guys. In fact, we'll go over here, grab that. Alright. So there's going to be an enemy over here. We want to avoid him as much as we feasibly can. So we're just going to go right around his camp. Alright, there he is. So what we need to do is go all the way around here. And of course the enemy is there, so... Dang. Okay, well, I guess this boss is actually targeting the red caps, which is good.
We'll make short work of you.
Yeah, no, he's going after the red caps, which is good. This'll, ow. Okay. Well, while he's distracted... I'm gonna use this chance to get this. Dang. Come on. There we go. Got it. Alright, we've got the heavy gauntlets. There we go. And while we wait, I will show you what these gauntlets do. So, this is the core item of our build that will help us make us stronger, but we need strength and practicality to make it viable. But for the moment, it's going to give us a 0.6 armor rating, which is pretty good. It's going to be better than what we've currently got, so we're just going to wear these. It's going to make us into a heavy armored build, but that's perfectly fine, because the strength and practicality will be a fantastic tool for us. So once we get enough strength, we will have half the requirements, and once we get the practicality, we're going to be dealing a lot of damage in a short succession. But now that we've done that... Oh, red cap's dealt with. We're going to save here. And let's see about dealing with this guy.
Oh, is that supposed to hurt?
Might as well try and deal with this guy. We need to avoid hits as much as possible.
Oh, is that supposed to hurt?
And yeah, as you can see...
You survived that!
Yeah, so we've got a bit of a challenge here, but that's fine. I kind of want to do this challenge here, so why not? Let's beat this guy up. He will be related to a quest, so beating him up is actually good for us early on.
What's that noise?
Nice try.
Take that, fool!
Okay. Danger. He's a dangerous foe. That's fine.
Did you hear something? You're finished!
Okay, so, I can't handle him right now, then. As much as I want to say I want to, I can't. So, we're just gonna back off from him. It's clear I won't be able to beat him, as we are right now. What is our... Okay, so, yeah, we've currently got heavy. God, okay. Okay, so, yeah, we're not currently ready to fight with heavy armor, as you can tell. But, what we can do in turn is just get out of here. Because right now it seems like we're in no state to actually fight anybody. So what we'll do is we'll equip some proper materials to keep ourselves alive. So right now... we're just going to increase our armor by an additional 1. That's going to increase our survivability at least. And what we need to do now is just get back to that warp. But there is an alternative.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, we just want to avoid this guy.
This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, we're just gonna run away from him. Yeah, just
This
avoid
is
him.
my lucky day.
See ya. And all we do is just fast travel back to a safe spot. Off we go. Oh god. It's not one thing, it's another. Alright, we can't save here. That's fine. Okay. There we go, got him. Alright, we killed a word spawn, that's good. But let's get out of here so that we can just place the bonfire, level up. Okay. 4 strength. We're getting there. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to increase our just raw melee damage by doing Godly Physique, I guess. Alternatively, we can go with Brawler, which will increase our consecutive hits, which will make consecutive hits against an enemy increase damage. Which, in general, would probably be the best choice, but it's not the most ideal. For us right now, let's see. We should probably aim for Practicality, which would increase our armor value. At the same time, I may as well just aim for something else. I could increase health, to be fair, but I don't think that's going to be as useful right now. Yeah, let's just prioritize unarmed damage. So we're going to go into Godly Physique. Okay. Increases physical damage by 2% for each point of your weapon's weight. We actually don't really have any weight for our weapons, so no point in getting this. But actually, now I think about it, there should be something that increases our damage. Let's see, what was it? There's like a specific thing that increases damage, which isn't here. Where was it? We are going to need to increase our attack speed eventually, but that is not really needed right now. Let's see. Not spirituality. Where was it? Could be in practicality. I think it's like an armor thing. Endurance increases your melee damage by 1% per point. So this can actually be really powerful if we get endurance later. But for now, I think we just want to focus on increasing our raw damage potential right now. But yeah, we will save here. And I guess we will get going. So what we need to do is now go to the Shadow of the Horns. But before we do, I think what we need to do is level up a little bit, so we're going to actually have to train a little bit, using other means, I would say. So in order for that to happen, we need to either level up our abilities like crazy, or do things that will help us get stronger. Getting iron ore is probably going to be our best friend, so before we do anything, we're actually going to go over here. This is going to lead us to a cave that we can actually use, so that is why I'm going over. Okay. Going to go over here, skirt along the edge here. Avoid the enemy. that will lead us to a druidic shrine if we can get up here, which we can't. Wish we could, though. The easiest way would be to go around, actually, so let's actually do that. Oh, we can actually dig this up, though. Yeah, bloodstone. Alright, we are running low on white buttons, so we will use some penny buns. Well, actually, do we? What's the others? Got mana ones. Let's go with Carnations. That's going to help us the most. Alright. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're just going to run and jump as we go. This is going to help us with our jump heights. Yeah, so we need to get over there, essentially. Ignore the stranger. Okay, we're gonna save. And charge in. Hello. Oh, okay. Alright, so we get pelted, but that's fine. We will sacrifice a brain here. That's going to give us some experience. We got a Swordmaster ring. We'll grab those. That's going to increase our attack speed by a bit. And considering right now we don't really need anything, we'll be fine with using that, I suppose. Let's see. What else do we get? We got stamina, health, mana. Yeah, let's just increase our attack speed by a small margin. But yeah. Oh, dig site. I did not see this. Alright, got a novice ring that increases mana regen by a small amount. Alright, well, there you go. That deer's gonna bleed out there. We do need to get antler fragments, because that will help us with another thing on hand. So getting those sorted is gonna be useful. We'll grab everything else beyond that, though. And this is the area that we actually want to be at, because this is going to get us the iron that we need to power level at least a little bit in the early game for, is what I would say if I didn't die. Ah, well. I saved a good time, so it's just a matter of dealing with that guy again, so whatever. We ball. We ball. There we go. Okay, let's save. There we go. Okay, Rosemary. Okay, it'll just bleed out on its own. Now for you. What are you gonna do? Okay. Here we go. Got him. Actually, before we do go anywhere, we can actually go up here. We'll save, because there is something here, actually, that we can do. There we go. We get some archery here, and then we can go up here and meet a certain somebody.
Well, it seems that my attempt to get rid of our king failed. You could have told me, and yet you decided to lie.
Didn't make a compelling case, to be fair.
Look, I don't blame you. Our king always was a master at manipulation, and he did heal you of the Red Death.
Alright, how did you figure out King Arthur was with me?
You don't remember? I didn't have to figure anything out. He saved you when the monster attacked us at sea. Arthur, can you hear me, you parasite? I am coming for you.
Well, he doesn't remember you, to be fair.
Oh, I will make him remember.
What are you doing here?
Same thing I always do. Cleaning up the mess our king's actions and decisions left behind in this world. There was a beast down there that needed to be put down. Hideous thing.
Alright, how did you survive the storm?
I have my ways. I don't think I have to answer if you didn't grant me the courtesy of telling me the truth.
Sure. So what, you're on your way to steal Excalibur now?
No, that's your job. You can decide to help me, you can decide to help him. At this point, it doesn't even matter, since we're both after the same thing. I'm sure he wants to regain his power, and I want to destroy every single piece of his soul. Either way, you'll be helping us both. Now, it was nice talking to you, but I can't stay here all day. I'll be keeping a close watch over your journey.
Right. First and foremost, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. That's it? I thought you were gonna fight me.
No, I don't have an issue with you. And now that I saw the extent of his power, even in his weakened state, I realize it would be pointless to try to free you of him. I'll need something stronger than the blade I carry with me.
Farewell, then. I don't expect him to help me with Excalibur.
We'll meet again.
Right, right. But, yeah. He was here to do some things, so let's just go into the lair of the beast. He was actually dealing with a certain monster that Arthur will explain for us when we do get a chance to find him. find it. But essentially, we just go in here. There's a few good items that will be worth grabbing. But I'm more here for a certain buddy that I like to bring along. Pyroclast Core is a nice tool, but not really needed, so we don't really need... Well, I guess it technically counts as a weapon. I'll have to think on what a Pyroclast Core could do for us, but I don't think it's really something we can benefit from, unfortunately. But, yeah, no, this guy beat this thing, which is kind of surprising, all things considering. But there is something here worth grabbing. A questing egg. Or questing beast egg, I should say. I believe there's another object in here, but I'm not 100% certain. Like some sort of net, supposedly. Ironclad Pebble. Increases max stamina by 6. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything. I think there was supposed to be like a net or something here, but I don't see it, so I'm just like, dang. Oh well. I'm just gonna give it one more search through. Let's see. Seriously, nothing? I guess nothing. Okay. Alright, let's get going. Until we reach that certain threshold of level, we won't actually gain any benefits from what we're wearing right now, so... Yeah, we're just gonna have to keep going. But, buffing up our strength or unarmed damage is gonna be the focal point for, just eventual growth. However, for now, that's gonna be a little hard to do, so until then, we're gonna have to find other means to increase our strength. The easiest is, well, obviously we want to come down here, and we want to go over to that mine shaft. Well, not mine shaft, it's hard to explain. We'll go to Arthur. Hello. That creature Caradoc slew didn't look natural. What was it?
That one, I remember. It was a weird beast, born from the nightmare of Pelennor, one of my knights. His family spoke of a legend of the questing beast, a relentless monster that hunted his ancestors without end. He made it his life's mission to slay it, and yet, no such creature existed in the homelands. But when we came here, it appeared before him. Poor Pelennor died the moment he saw it, overcome by terror. It was Palamedes who struck it down. This weird beast looked the same. I can only assume it is a spawn of Pellennor's demise.
I see. Interesting. But regardless, we don't need to worry too much about it. Besides, we've got more important things to do, so we're going over here. And we got somebody mining the stone of Arthur's statue, which is weird. Okay, we're gonna save here, so that way we can talk with them. Hello?
Oi! Oi! Where do you think you're going? This is my spot. You can, take the other side. Just don't get greedy.
What are you doing with this statue?
What do you think? It's good material. Be a shame to leave it rotting in the ground. Doesn't hurt that it pays well, if the keepers don't catch you. But they're barely around anyway.
The statue. Isn't that King Arthur?
Aye, it is. So what? It's just stone. Not like I'm chopping up the man himself.
Feels disrespectful.
Maybe he'd be more respected if his entire bloody kingdom wasn't in a shambles. What kind of king leaves no heir, only to show up now and then, wave his sword, and fix nothing? This statue's done more for me and my family than Arthur ever did.
Damn. Brutal, but fair, I guess. Alright, let's go into the mining tunnels here. We're going in here to get as much iron ore as we can. This will help us in the immediate future in getting us a bit stronger. There is a specific area I want to go. If we mine this, we got a little bit of an entrance here. And this will just get us some iron ore and some trinkets here and there. So, grab that. That gives us some crit chance, which is actually really good for us. The more crit we get, the stronger we are for it, so that's nice. In fact, might be worth wearing compared to the ring that gives us 2% attack speed. So we're going to wear that. That's going to increase our crit by 5. And going by statistics, going by attributes here, that is going to give us a 6% crit chance. Not ideal, or not perfect rather, but it's still a start. We're only just getting to the very beginning after all of things, so every little bit counts for us. We're just going to go through these barrels, grab every bit of material that we can use. Cooking-wise, it's going to help us get some nice recipes going. But we're mainly going to be using it to get various materials that will help us heal. That's probably the most important part. We need cooking to heal, so we're doing this for that sake. Thankfully, there's a cooking pot right there, so we can just start using it when we get a chance. But we'll save it for a bit. Flour, carrots, garlic. And we got some more iron ore. Here we go. Alright, cooking pot. We can either do a predetermined recipe or anything else. We're going to do Hunter's Stew here, though. There we go. That's going to get us a whole bunch of healing. Let's see. Let's just do experimental for the rest. The undercooked food is probably the most interesting. At the very least, it'll get us something interesting eventually. There we go. The training, at the very least, is the most important part. So, now, we just settle for healing via undercooked food. Let's see. What is the better one? Okay, so we want to start with the 5. And that's going to give us the least amount of healing. But by doing it that way, we actually can stack healing from that, thus giving us technically more to work with. The sharpening stone is also going to be very useful for us, but that will come in time on how useful it's going to be. Okay, there we go. Save. Because there is going to be a few enemies that we're going to have to deal with. Okay. So what we're probably going to have to do here is bait one of them. Hello. Good day. There we go. That's one. But yeah, as you can tell, we kind of need to just pelt them one at a time. It's like, it's just something that we have to do. But yeah, no, we'll just ignore those two, at least for the moment. So that way we can loot some more stuff. We don't have to do much looting here, but, you know, there's little bits here and there. There we go. That'll have to do. Nothing really over here, so we just have to now bait the other two. But before that, we just want to go up here. Alright. Really wish I could get bleed on my fists. Well, actually, there is technically a way to get bleed on your fists, now that I think about it. It's just going to take some effort to do. Come on. Hello. Come on, then. They're really, wailing on me, huh? At least we got plenty of healing for this, but dang. Yeah, no, we do be suffering quite a bit here. Okay, so now we're going into something that's going to be probably the hardest thing that we're going to do. So we're actually going to need to start spamming health potions here, which is unexpected, but something that we're just going to have to do. And we're probably going to use Arthur's power here just to make it a little easier, so don't be too surprised with what happens here. Alright. Save. Alright, let's begin. Okay. As you can tell, we're, certainly suffering. Okay. But, yeah, no, you can tell that, things aren't going well. What we can do is, make it a little easier by, dragging him up here. So yeah. What we do is we just bait him. Okay. Ow. But yeah, no, you can tell things get hard with this, so you have to, like... It's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight with how you do it normally. So yeah, you're kind of stuck just taking blows from him, and it's not a pretty sight. If we had some lifesteal, that'd probably make it easier, but I think this is one of the few instances we're probably going to have to start using blood transfusion. So we're actually going to do that real quick. Yep. I'm doing it for our own sake here. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna bait it slowly. So yeah, no. This is one of the few instances I'm probably gonna do things like this. If only to make our life a little easier. Slowly bait. And we're slowly just gonna chunk. Okay, yeah, no. As you can tell, if done right. You know what? I do want to at least put some challenge in. There we go. Might as well throw some haymakers in there and get some healing in. Alright. Took a bit of effort, but we managed to do it in the end. But, of course, we had to be a bit cheesy about it and use bleed, but, I mean, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, and you have to rely on some level of assistance. We are playing on the hardest difficulty, so there is a few instances where I will be using that, like I've said. This will change when I do eventually start getting bleed with my unarmed strikes, because at that point, if I crit enough, then at that point it's just bleed over and over and over again, and we can easily handle that. We get an iridescent pearl for our shovels, which is good. Among other, you know, various things that we get benefits from. Alright, we've now got our first summoning spell. It won't hurt to have, so I'm just going to have that in my offhand. On my 4 slot. Wolves will essentially just help us, you know, increase our, you know, survivability by having, distractions of sorts. Will I use them? Probably not this playthrough, but I mean, well, maybe. I'm not sure. I probably am, though. Take all that. Just a bit of information. Nothing too crazy. Get a few new spells. Hailstone is probably one of the most useful spells early on because of the ability to freeze enemies. That's besides the point. I haven't managed to get a level up, but that's perfectly fine. There is another exit, but we won't be taking that because outside that direction is about 5 zombies. And as much as I like fighting, I don't think I'm in a position where I can actually start fighting multiple undead just yet. I need to get a bit stronger before I'm able to do that. So that is more a time thing, more than anything. We'll get a chance to actually do that in the future, but I digress. Okay. We've managed to secure a whole bunch of iron ore. That's going to help us get a whole bunch of levels here and there. We did manage to get the ironclad pebble. This is going to increase our stamina by 6 for now, which will help us with throwing out more attacks, which is okay. The breaches of the waning moon, it's not as good as the 2 armor here, so maybe, let's see. This gives us 1.2 armor. What about this? This is going to give us more armor, surprisingly, so we should wear those. How about these? Let's see. These give us armor. Okay. So our survivability is looking pretty good. When we're not in combat, yeah, we need that combat multiplier. Okay. Now, all we need to do is go over to the Horns of the South. That's probably going to be our first objective, which will, well, among many other objectives, but we do need to go there in order to power level a little bit. So we're just going to have to get as many quests as we possibly can. But before we do, there is another site I'd like to go to. We won't have the materials necessary to use it. Well, actually, no. Let's hold off on going there for now. Because there is no benefits to getting that right yet. What we can do is go over here. I don't think we have enough materials in order to get this, but it will help with our movement if we do manage to get this. Shrine of the Deer. Yeah, we need 3 antler fragments, which we currently don't have. We need to kill 3 deer. Well, we need to kill 3 deer with 3 antler... with them carrying 3 antler fragments, I should say. Man, you really don't want to, grab those. There we go. Eat some proper food. Okay. Now all we gotta do is just go over to here. Gonna take us a bit of travel, but nothing that isn't impossible for us. Oh, another deer. Alright, we didn't manage to get anything there, but that's fine. Grab what daffodils we can. White buttons are always a welcome addition. Grab all those devil's snare. Okay, nothing too crazy around here, but that's fine. Alright. By going here, we get a level up. Let's level up here. Alright, we are at level 5 strength, which is going to increase our melee damage up to 90%. That's good. Let's increase our melee damage by an additional 5%. Let's see, what is our melee damage? We're at 95, that's good. So we're starting to slowly reach the threshold of just going above and beyond, which is good. But we still are going to have to figure out... Well, first, let's, Oh, we managed to recover our, power, so that's good. And, yeah, let's go talk with this, guard here. Hello. Hello? Hello? Nothing. Okay. Get up, soldier. The enemy's coming.
Whoa, what's happening? In the name of the All-Mother, what are you doing? I could have stabbed you. Wait, I haven't seen you before.
You couldn't. You're so drunk you could barely hold a sword.
Not. I'm not. I could have sliced you up like a fish? No. Like a potato. But I didn't, did I?
I'm a traveler. I was told I'd find safe haven here in the Horns.
But we don't just let anybody in, pal. You need to have, things, proof. Things to prove you're safe. For Haven. Yeah.
Here, I have this pinned. I was told I'd find a safe haven here in the Horns.
This pin. I can't say I see it very clearly at this present moment, but it does look important. Very official. But I remember Fergus said something about all this, these emblems once. Oh, yes, I remember now. I welcome thee, ye, royal person, on behalf of the keepers. You are a great friend to our own. Welcome. Please, speak with Fergus. He's our quartermaster. He runs things around here in the captain's absence. He'll greet thee properly. Have a pleasant rest of the day. Open it up, boys!
Right. That's something. Okay. So before we go any further, let's read these. Those will be nice for when we do collect them. But for now, place a bonfire. Let's talk with our good old pal Arthur. Tell me what the hordes of the South were like in your time.
The Horns of the South. The crown jewel of these lands. We had barely laid the foundations of Tintagel when Seawall and his men had already built a lighthouse, eager to guide our ships to them. He always had a competitive spirit. Of course, it helped that he took every sailor from the homelands with him, along with a handful of knights, so they could learn from one another. And thus, the Keepers of the South were formed. I decreed that every sworn keeper would stand as an equal to a Knight of the Round Table. I doubt they still honor that law. But I am glad to see the Keepers grown. In my time, there was only a lighthouse and barracks.
I see. Alright, so let's see. At the moment, there's no activity going on, so we are going to have to rest. Strictly because we need to wait and see if shops actually come up, which they do, which is good. So right now, our focus should be to talk to the individual at here, and we'll go from there. Hello.
Sir, I haven't seen you before. I wasn't expecting any guests, and you don't look like a new recruit. And yet, Odrin let you in. He's not drinking again, I hope.
Yeah, he's pretty drunk.
Most unfortunate. But that explains why you just strutted into the Horns. I'm afraid I'll have to take action. The name's Fergus, and I assume you already know I'm the quartermaster here. Now state your business. And please, try to be convincing, or the walls of this fortress will be the last thing you'll ever see.
I got this pin from a friend. I assume you know what it means?
Yes, I know. And that's why you're still standing in front of me. However, these pens were only given to certain people. They mean that in times of trouble, these people will always find a safe haven here in the Horns. And that makes me wonder, what happened to your friend? Where is he?
We got shipwrecked on the way, but could have made it. To be fair, though, I did find him on the way, so...
If what you're saying is true, he must have had a deal with somebody well above my pay grade, and that leaves only the captain. However, if you're lying, then you might as well have just confessed to the murder of a Knight of the Round Table. But nobody's that much of a fool, I think. Fortunately for you, I've seen my fair share of morons in life, and you don't look like one. Fortunately for me, this pen only means that I'm to make sure you're safe in the Horns. Nothing about helping you out with whatever you're up to. Anyway, welcome to the Horns of the South. Make yourself at home.
Right. I'd like to speak with the captain.
Just as I thought. If you have friends among the knights, you'll want to talk to the captain. But that's not happening anytime soon.
Why?
Because I said so. What? Did you really expect that you could just enter our keep and head straight for the captain's quarters?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be much point in having walls and guards here if anyone could just do that, would there?
Just tell me where he is, at least.
And have you helped any of my people? Or are you just here to wave that pin in my face again?
I could.
First, show me you care. And then I'll take you to the captain. I can't have every random stray wasting his time. Not now, when the outcome of the war with its tribes is so precarious. I trust we understand each other?
Right. Clear as day. First the work, then the audience.
Good. Come back when you've proven your worth to the Horns of the South. Then we'll talk.
Alright. Is there anything I can help you with, then?
We've been having trouble with the dead lately. The kind that don't want to rest in peace. There are more and more of them roaming the area. It might just be the weirdness, as it has been steadily creeping closer from the north, but somehow I doubt it. Anyway, I suggest you go see Marg first. He knows best what's going on there.
Right. Who's Marg?
He's our huntsman. He keeps us stocked with meat, so the lads don't have to live on fish alone. They get pretty grumpy when that happens. Right now, Marg is the only other person who's allowed to leave the keep. I'm not about to risk the life of our last link to the outside world, especially when you're so eager to lend a hand.
Do you have any idea what might be causing it?
There is a local legend about a dark druid named... Slaughter? Slaughter, that was it. He was a necromancer rumored to be able to raise the dead and make them do his bidding. It's quite an old legend, though, so unless he managed to raise himself from the dead, I doubt he's behind this.
Can you tell me more about the cemetery?
It's old. From what I've heard, it even predates the Horns of the South. The keepers and the people from the village below used to bury their dead there, but after the flood, it's been pretty much abandoned.
The flood?
Yeah, damn druids. They flooded a village of innocent people, just to show everyone they're still in power. Fat lot of good it did them. I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad we got rid of them. The things they could do were unnatural.
Alright, where is the cemetery?
It's not far, and it's hard to miss. But honestly, I'd suggest you go see Marg first. You don't really know what you're walking into, so if I were you, I'd try to learn as much as possible beforehand.
And you didn't send any of your men to investigate?
The captain forbade anyone from leaving the keep, so I couldn't. And truth be told, I didn't particularly want to. We don't get many recruits, and you're, well...
Free to go wherever I please?
Sure, let's go with that.
Sure. Alright, I'll do that.
Good. Try not to get yourself killed, and get rid of whatever's been causing the problem.
Ninian is dead. He asked me to bring you this, though.
Ninian. I knew the Red Death would take him. Damn shame. He was one of the good ones. You did right bringing this back. The Horns look after their own, even after they're gone. But, now that I think of it, how did you manage to get hold of his tag?
He wasn't taken by the Red Death. Red Priests tortured him in the island asylum.
Tortured? In the asylum? You can't expect me to take that at face value. Brother Riagan said Ninian was too weak to survive the journey. They came for him, and we even held a symbolic keeper's burial for him. And what were you doing in the island asylum? You look fine, but if you were there, near him...
I was cured by King Arthur, and now I'm immune. Why not? Let's just tell him the truth.
I honestly think your sense of humor is the worst, but I have to respect your unwillingness to share your story. Still, you have to understand, now that you've told me this, I'll be keeping a close eye on you. No risks can be taken when it comes to the Red Death.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually here for Excalibur.
Excalibur? You want to pull it out? That's a good one. Well, be my guest. If you think you can, go ahead. But unless you're King Arthur reborn, I wouldn't count on it.
What exactly are you responsible for here, anyways?
I'm Captain Brandon's right hand. He deals with the serious matters I don't want to know anything about. I take care of our everyday life.
Alright. Tell me about this place.
Fine then. This is the keep. Anyone sworn in as a keeper lives here, unless they're no longer fit for service. If that happens, they get transferred to the village. Otherwise, they're not allowed to go there without my express permission. So if you ever see any of my boys down there looking shifty, feel free to report them. You're allowed to walk around the keep and the village, but if anyone catches you stealing, I'll take your hands. If you attack any of my men, I'll take your head. That enough for you?
If you know Ordrin's a drunk, why do you keep him stationed at the front gate?
He's not our first line of defense. The archers are. Every man here needs to have a job. And no offense to Odrin, but let's just say we can afford to lose him.
Having a drunk guard at the front gate is not a very good look, I'm gonna be real.
I'm sure the hordes of visitors clamoring at our gates can survive the insult.
Understandable. So, what's the story behind that flooded village near the Horns?
It used to belong to the keep. You could say it was its beating heart. That village was where our lighthouses led the ships, and where the workers lived with their families. Ah, those must have been the days. But then the ships stopped coming, and there were less and less new keepers, and the others left looking for a better life. Until, at last, the sea took most of it.
So... you just abandoned it?
What else was there to do? There weren't enough people to live there, and nobody wanted to anyway. Not since the monsters started coming out of the sea. We wiped out most of them, but new ones showed up every now and then. Marg, our hunter, keeps an eye on the place. You can talk to him if you want.
Alright, is there anything interesting left there?
Depends on your idea of interesting. There's a weird statue with a gong, but I'm not sure how much of it is left. Other than that, probably just damp rubble. I don't know. Ask Marg. I'm pretty sure he just sits there all day instead of hunting. No wonder we've been eating nothing but fish.
I see. I found a piece of metal with an inscription. You know what it is?
That's one of our tags. Every soldier gets one when they pledge their loyalty. I just hope the body you took it from was already cold, because killing a keeper would land you in some serious trouble. You know, here's what I'm thinking. If you stumble over any of our fallen keepers out there, bring me their tags. Sure, they all swore to stay here until the bitter end, but they have families who deserve to know what became of them. It's part of my duty, but since I can't send any more beyond these walls, maybe you could lend a hand. I'll pay you for every tag you bring back.
Right. So this is going to be a good way to get some cash. Before we do go anywhere, however, I am going to quickly... I'm currently visible. Okay. What I want to do is I want to steal something here.
Past me?
Okay, there we go. That should be fine. There's a good reason as to why I'm stealing right now. We only need to steal that one singular item. But before we go any further, let's go in here. So this is going to be where we store most of everything. This is essentially where we just stow everything material-wise. I'm doing this because, well, for now I'm just focusing on getting rid of the weight on our personage. We're going to quickly stow everything here. This will eventually become more important as we get, you know, levels in alchemy and all that, but I digress. There we go. Our weight's half down. We're gonna stow this. We'll stow mana regen. Don't need the attack speed, the range damage. We'll keep the encumbrance limit just in case. Stamina, that can go. But yeah. We're just gonna reduce our weight significantly by doing this. Let's deposit what we don't need. There we go. Spell-wise, any duplicates and things that we don't need to equip we'll put away. Weapon-wise, we'll be fine there. Let's see. I will need to check to see if I can't equip a weapon relic onto my gauntlets. But if I can't, then we'll just have to make do with other things. But I digress. If I can equip weapon relics to gauntlets, then that's gonna save us a whole heaping lot of trouble. I will explain how those work in a bit, but for now, let's just focus on
another peaceful moment.
Getting over to this guy over here. Take that. And let's go talk with him. Once we've pitched out a few things here. Hello.
Boy, friend, a question. Do you know why people always stop and watch a blacksmith at work? Because he's riveting. It's good to see a new face in this sad hole. Oh, of course. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Osbert, local master of hammers and anvils. Do you need your blade sharpened?
You don't get many visitors?
Not really. Especially since we went into a lockdown a while ago. People used to come and go. Now and then a ship would make a stop at the village below, but nobody's really come around since. Well, since the entire shit show that's going down everywhere. Now that I think of it, you're the first they've let in. What'd you do? Who did you bribe?
I have this pin.
Oh, so you have friends in Camelot. Good for you.
You recognize it?
Of course I do. Those pins are peak craftsmanship, and very rare at that. We only gave them out on Camelot's orders. But when I look at you, well, it's pretty obvious you wouldn't be able to beat a knight. And even if you found one already dead, you'd sooner nick his armor than a pin you knew nothing about. Either way, good for you.
Right. You mentioned you're on lockdown.
Yeah. After we lost 2 squads trying to take back the All-Mother's Temple from the Dalrita, our captain decided that nobody leaves the Horns. Then, he shut himself in his office, without leaving us any orders. Virgus is trying to keep the lads occupied, but... just look around. Half of the people here are losing their minds, and the rest are losing their wages on drink.
You said there is a show going down everywhere. What do you mean?
Sometimes I wonder, you know, how many things can go wrong at the same time. They say that misery loves company, but here, it's like we've done something to anger the gods, and they're taking their sweet revenge. First, we started hearing that the weirdness was spreading near Grubwood. Soon after that, we saw waves of bandits approaching from there. Desperate people. It took a lot of our territory. Then, the Dalrita tribes took over the All-Mother's Temple. And after that, the supply chains from Camelot collapsed for some reason. And so on and so forth. We're in quite a pickle, my friend. We've started betting on what's going to happen next. Sea monsters? Who knows?
Weirdness started spreading near Grubwood.
Yes, that damn forest north of here was already cursed and creepy. But now, I've heard it's an entirely different level of crazy. They say that some men here started going dark up north. With that, the weirdness started moving. And when the weirdness gets here, well, we're fucked. But you know that. Every child has heard the stories.
I just arrived here. Tell me more about those bandits.
Truth be told, most of them are just people desperate to survive. When the villages started dying out because of the weirdness, hunger, or raids, they lost their livelihoods, ended up with nothing to their names, and nowhere to go. So they banded together and started raiding whatever was left. Then they turned to killing each other. They're like rabid wolves. Too bad they're here now, too.
The Dalriata took over the All-Mother Temple.
That's... I don't know. It's hard to explain. They kept to themselves, perched in the mountains near the Forlorn Swords. Then something happened, and suddenly we saw ships arriving near our eastern shores. A couple days later, the tribes took over. One good thing is that the bandits aren't up to fighting with them. One bad thing, we aren't either.
I see. Anything positive going on around here?
I heard that dew fell down the stairs and didn't break a single bone. So that's a start. Other than that, no. I can't think of anything.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Do you have any work?
Ha! Friend, I wish. But the only task I could use help with might be a bit too delicate for you to handle. Unless you're a master goldsmith, then feel free to prove it. And I'll have work for you immediately. There's just not enough of them to go around. And now that we're on lockdown, there's not much demand for my services either.
Must be something I can help you with.
Listen, I said I don't have any jobs, as in things I pay you for doing. That doesn't mean I can't teach you a thing or two. If you're willing to learn, that is.
Sure, teach me.
Since you're free to wander about while I'm stuck in the keep, maybe we can make good use of that. You've probably bashed in the skull of a beast or two, right? The alchemists. They're likely snatching up the corpses, using the muck to cook their weird concoctions. But perhaps you'd rather craft yourself some armor from those hides, huh? We should start with something simple. Let's see. I'll give you some notes on how to make armor. You gather the materials and get to work. And when you're done, you can bring it over so I can see what you've made.
Sounds good. Corpse Eater Rags. This is going to increase our attack speed by a significant sum. It's not going to be too hard to make. It's going to be slightly difficult here and there, but we'll try it just to see how we go. The expected outcome is obviously failure, so I'm not expecting success. However, what we can do is make a whole bunch of lockpicks to start us off. Alright. Let's see. We're also going to make a whole bunch of leather here. And let's see. That is unfortunate, but we can still learn a bit here. Regardless, we got some handcrafting experience. We got a piece of armor, but we still need to up our game on skills. There is a way to power level handcrafting up to 100, but we need to get a specific recipe. And even then, we need to build it up as time goes on, so it's more of a matter of time sort of situation. Not that the Corpse Eater cap is really something that we're going to be using, so for now, we'll just put it away. Much like things that we don't need. Or anything that we don't need, really.
I like it when things are quiet.
For now, let's open the shop here. We are going to sell some things here. Sell the wooden club, I guess for now we can just sell all these arrows here, because honestly, we only need the elemental types. Keep those. Sell these. We aren't going to get much in the way of value from these just yet, but it's still worth going through and doing these. Let's see. Fine wine, honestly, we don't really need. We will sell all these, though. We'll also sell these. Do we need the fine wine? Not really. We'll sell those. We're definitely not selling this. What else? I guess we can put some of the books away. For now, let's sell this silver chalice. And we'll sell this. And we will sell around 155, I guess. Because we don't need that many lockpicks, really. Yeah, they're 0.1 pound, so just having 5 gives it 5 pounds worth of weight, so having too many of those is kind of silly. Anything in the stash worth selling? Let's see. Not really. Alright. Now, what we can do is we can attach relics or we can enchant gear. What we want to do is we're definitely going to add a relic slot for this, but we don't have any relics for the heavy gauntlet, so unfortunately, as I predicted, we won't be able to equip any weapon relics to this, which kind of sucks. But at the very least, we've now made a slot for it, so now we have that option to upgrade it eventually. For now, though, what we want to do is we're going to be upgrading this to give it a slightly bit more armor. So it's a small upgrade, but the more we upgrade this, the better it's going to be, so getting our armor up by using that is actually a really good tool. But before we go any further, let's just read this. That's going to get us some two-handed skill. And we got Memories of Arthur. Or Arthur, rather. And I guess we can talk with this guy.
Welcome! In the name of our eternally reigning majesty, King Arthur, and the Knights of the Round Tables. I am obliged to inform you that fighting those who actively break the law and reject the rule of the crown is the duty and pride of every subject. As Camelot's representative, I will be paying a bounty of 10 gold pieces for the death of each bandit roving the area, as long as adequate proof is provided. I also recommend checking the bounty board for information on wanted criminals, especially those considered particularly dangerous. Please, state your business.
Yeah, so I should probably say, this guy's a bit weird, but you'll come to understand that soon. You're a representative of Camelot?
That's correct. My name is Killian. I was sent here from the capital to see how the Horns of the South are handling the bandit problem, and also to encourage the Keepers to fight.
If Camelot knows about the bandits, why didn't they send the army?
The situation with the Pict and Del Rita savages is precarious. Too bad we can't get rid of them as easily as we did with the Druids. There have also been rumors that we might soon have a civil war on our hands, so Camelot cannot afford to spread our forces too thin.
Tell me about the situation with the tribes, then.
There are rumors that the Rita tribes want to unite, and that would mean open war with Camelot. As for those Pict savages, they've been growing bold, leaving their forest. For now, it's just been small scrimmages. But who knows how it'll end.
What happened with the Druids?
Well, you've probably heard about the Druids making human sacrifices by stuffing people into wicker puppets and setting them on fire. Well, the people decided to give them a taste of their own medicine. They rounded them all up, and then sent them up in smoke. Oh, how they must have howled and sizzled. Too bad I couldn't see it.
They were killed because they were making human sacrifices?
Yep, made human sacrifices, prayed to the dark gods, brought the weirdness back. Bunch of bastards. Good thing they're worm food now.
Were all the Druids killed?
Most of them. The survivors have supposedly taken refuge with savages in the woods, and one of them is rumored to be hiding in the Horns area. But whether that was before or after the Charred Conclave, I don't know. Would you like to hear about him?
Sure, tell me.
His name was Slaudyarg. He was lurking near Blood Lake, a small pond where they used to throw the bodies of executed convicts. They say he would fish them out and use his magic to turn them into undead monsters. Supposedly, he started needing some fresher corpses, so he slaughtered one of the keepers. The Horns organized a manhunt. They found him and sentenced him to death. People say that the moment his body touched the surface of Blood Lake, the water turned red and it's been scarred since that day. Some say that Slaudyarg came back from the dead and seeks revenge. But if you ask me, it's just a tale by local simpletons.
And about the Civil War?
I don't really have much more to tell. It's hard to get any updates here. I only know that the new Lancelot has not been very popular, and that's putting it mildly. The Witch Morgaine would have been burnt at the stake long ago if everyone weren't so afraid of her. And then we have the commoners who seem to keep forgetting their place, and loudly demanding changes. Everything is falling apart.
Right. Have many people been claiming the bounties?
None so far. The keepers don't want to risk being turned into pincushions for a mere 10 gold pieces. Besides, the captain banned them from leaving the Horns of the South without a good reason. Too many bandits and not enough keepers.
Must be boring for you.
Oh, you have no idea. When I heard they were sending me south, to the very place that's crawling with bandits and barbarians from the tribes, I imagined I'd be a little closer to the action, you know? Fighting, gushing blood, screams and such like. I thought the veterans would be showing me their scars and stumps and telling me tales of how they lost their eyes, ears and limbs. Or even better, how they were ripping open throats and bellies. Instead, the only stories I hear are when those fools break their own legs when they get drunk and fall off the walls.
If you like hearing about fighting so much, why aren't you a warrior?
I could be, but many people can swing a sword, but only a few have as sharp and bright a mind as I do. It's just that some people were made for fighting, while others are destined for greater things. Besides, watching and listening gives me enough satisfaction without needing to risk my life.
Blood, scars, and stumps. Those are your fantasies?
Yeah, I've been like this since I was a child. The moment an execution is over, I'm waiting for the next one. And there are quite a lot of them in Camelot. And I like to watch where Mum punished the servants with a whipping. It's just how I am.
Right. What if nobody claims bounties and the bandits roam freely?
Well, Camelot would send a group of knights with Sir Galahad at the head, and he's not interested in half measures. He'd probably burn down half the garrison, or hang them. He's done both. By the way, did you know that people who are hanged rarely die from strangulation? Usually the sudden jolt causes the backbone to snap, which separates the head from the body. A while ago, I saw someone hang in the village, and it's true. One snap, and it's done.
Right. Sir Galahad sounds like a force to be reckoned with.
No matter what you say about him, he's very efficient. Brutal, even by my standards, but efficient.
Yeah, let's get going.
Oh, hey, before you go, I can see the bloodlust in your eyes, you know. It takes one to know one. So here's some friendly advice, free of charge. If you're seeking scum to slay, you'll find bandits in the ruins of a merchant settlement nearby. It's worth visiting if you haven't already.
Right. Pretty freaky man, all things considering, as you could probably imagine. There is more quests available that we can grab, so I'm just gonna quickly grab this one, and we'll just go from there.
Oh, mother's tits. I've just about had it with this bunch of repressed virgins.
Oh god.
And who might you be? You don't look like one of them.
Great. You seem angry.
Oh, do I now? You would be too if you had to deal with those sniveling morons when they're up to something. Don't look at me like that. You don't get as far in life as I have if you can't smell bullshit from a mile away. There's something fishy going on here. But I'll get to the bottom of it. And here's a brilliant idea. You're going to help me.
Am I?
I just need you to go to Brandon and find out why that slime ball is pretending not to know I'm here. Tell him I'm waiting with his delivery. Although I'm pretty sure he knows this already.
Afraid I don't have access to the captain.
Right. What was I thinking? You wouldn't. You're new here, right? Shit. There's something going on, you know? They don't want anybody to know, but I can feel it. I've been doing business with the captain for years now. Then suddenly I found myself stuck here. They won't let me further in, not even to set up camp in the village. But they won't let me out either. Anyway, good luck to you. Come and visit if you need anything.
Right, who are you?
Name's Orla. I'm a merchant. Or I try to be, when my business isn't being held hostage by a bunch of idiots who seem to be terrified of women. What was I thinking when I decided to leave Timberwall? Should have stayed there.
Alright, tell me about Timberwall.
You've never been to the merchant capital? Well, you didn't miss much. Yes, it's rich and extravagant, but only if you're rich and extravagant, too. Other than that, it's a place like any other. The same pain and misery hiding behind gilded walls. It's not as exciting as people think. Or, well, maybe it is, if you like living with a bunch of backstabbing crooks. Yeah, now I remember what I was thinking when I left that place.
Right. Are you on your way back home?
I have no home in Timberwall. Well, we have an estate, but it hasn't felt like home for a long time. I feel like every time I go back, I recognize it less and less. The people are getting greedier and more desperate by the day. Business is slow, I'm not gonna lie. With the weirdness creeping in from the north and bandits everywhere, trade's just not as profitable as it used to be. But, I don't know. Being a merchant from Timberwall used to mean craftiness, taking risks, looking for opportunities. Now, they only care about keeping their heads down and preserving their fortunes.
I sense there's a story behind all these backstabbing crooks.
Not really. It's more of a requirement if you ever want to be successful in Timberwall. My family is full of them.
I see. Okay. You must have some stories from your time on the road.
Oh, love, plenty. And almost none of them happy. I'll never forget the first time we stumbled upon a place after a cloud of the weirdness oozed through. It was a small settlement, just a few houses. There was this odd, bitter taste in the air. The place was completely abandoned. Or so we thought. Until we started finding them, one by one. A man who tried to chop off his legs after they started sprouting antlers. Another one who gouged his eyes out, so he wouldn't have to look at his child melting into the floor. A woman in the farthest corner of the settlement managed to stab herself in the heart before it got to her. I almost dropped it all and ran back to Timberwall that day. I'm still not sure why I didn't. I guess giving up just isn't in my nature.
Maybe there's something else I can help you with then.
You do realize you won't score any points with the Keepers by helping me, right? Those holier-than-thou soldier boys have no idea what it takes to be a merchant in this sorry world. The things we have to do sometimes aren't exactly done according to the rulebook.
I'm interested. Why not?
There's a woman from the tribes called Nest. She's my supplier. At least, I think she's still working for me. I haven't heard from her in a while. And she was supposed to bring me some really precious cargo. Something the captain wanted me to arrange. You still up for an adventure,
Alright, any idea where I could find her?
My guess, and it's only a guess, is that at some point she must have been somewhere around the bay. That beach near the Whale's Tooth. Rumor has it that Bromar No-Face and his thugs are fond of that place, which wouldn't be good news for Nest.
So... Alright, that should be enough. That's all I need.
Good luck. And don't worry, I'll pay. No matter whether she's dead or alive. Just let me know what happened. And bring back the cargo, if she still has it.
Alright. In that case, let's just open up our inventory here. Let's see. We could get some better gear here, technically, if we wanted to get some increased movement speed, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. At the very least, getting the boots would increase our armor by 3, and increase our movement by a little bit, which would help us. But what we will do is we will actually grab the sketchbook. This will allow us to draw things whenever we want. It's basically just a sketchbook that helps us find things, and we'll grab the spyglass as well, which will... Oh, 1 second. Alright, apologies for that. I'm now back. I guess the best thing I can do is literally just buy the boots. There's no harm in it, right? No, let's save our money. At the very least, I want to focus on upgrading, so... there is that. To that end, actually, I could just buy the materials necessary to upgrade the gauntlets a little bit more, just to give us a bit more armor, now I think about it. So what do we need to upgrade? That's the question. Let's see, we need meteorite ore and leather. Let's see, so what do you have? You've got iron ore, but no meteorite. Okay, that is to be not surprising. Alright, well, we've got our materials here, so let's just get going. There's no reason to stand around on ceremony. I could get some more quests, but I'm actually going to abstain from doing that. I'm going to focus on dealing with the enemy here. So we're going to start with Fingerless Colm. And we are going to need to actually get our hands on some antlers, I believe. Yeah, so we're not going to have that many dashes. I'm not too surprised, but yeah. Okay, so before we go any further, we're going to want to take some ingredients here. Specifically, let's see, where we need to take... Yeah, so we're going to take the antler fragments. Is there any wolf fangs? I don't think there is, unfortunately. But we do need the antler fragments for the future, so grabbing those right now is probably for the best. Alright. That'll have to do for now. We will need 2 more in order to get the upgrade that we need, so... it's just a matter of time, then. Okay. We'll just make it an effort to grind as much levels as we possibly can here. 1 second. Okay. I am now back. Alright. Those. These. There we go. So what we want to do is we want to take out as many individuals as possible as we're going. So let's just brace with that. Hello. Ah.
Oh, I'm not giving up yet. Oh, I'm not giving up yet. I will bleed you.
Hey. Okay, I'm starting to get used to the parry now. We've also got Arthur memories, so we might as well check those real quick. Hello. Do you know Sewall personally?
Sewall. He was the first to set foot on Avalon, not me. He decided that if anything were to attack us in this strange land, he would shield me and take the first blow himself. I remember loyalty. A fierce, unwavering loyalty. To me and to Avalon. He must have been someone I trusted deeply. Perhaps as we move forward, more memories of him will come back to me. For now, I only hope his loyalty wasn't in vain.
Understandable. I guess we'll figure that out as we go. Alright, let's save here. And let's keep going.
Watch your backs. Be prepared for anything.
Alright.
I'll take you down with me.
Nice try.
I'll have your head on a pike.
No, you'll regret this.
Say your prayers. You fight like a milkmaid.
You're no match for our band.
You fight like a milkmaid. You fight like a milkmaid.
You're in for a world of hurt.
I'll teach you to respect me. You'll be fertilizing the soil.
Your wealth is ours.
Okay.
You'll be fertilizing the soil. I'll have your head on a pike.
Your gold belongs to us now.
You'll be fertilizing the soil. I'll have your head on a pike.
Alright.
Your wealth is ours.
You'll regret this. You fight like a milkmaid.
Nice try.
Your road ends here.
I'll have your head on a pike. You'll be fertilizing the soil.
We'll make short work of you.
I won't go down easily.
Okay.
This is my lucky day.
You'll regret this.
Go you.
We'll make
Now for
short
you.
work of you. Oh, you'll regret this.
Haha. Trading him like crazy. Ow.
This is my lucky day.
Got my stamina back.
Your gold belongs to us now. Your road ends here.
Nice try.
Your gold belongs to us now.
Okay. Down some field. Ow. Dearly. I was starting to get into the smooth groove of parrying, but it was taking some time to get used to that. Like, dang. That is unfortunate. Ah, well.
It's not right. I will bleed you.
Come on.
This is going to hurt. Say your prayers. We'll make short work of you. Beg for mercy. You're no match for our band. You'll regret this. Your wealth is ours.
Alright.
I'll teach you to respect me. I will bleed you. Your wealth is ours.
Okay. Okay. Good one.
I won't go down easily.
Get my stamina back.
This is my lucky day. I'm not giving up yet.
Alright. That's another.
Your gold belongs to us now. You're in for a world of hurt! I'm not beaten yet! I'll make you pay for that!
Nice try.
Your gold belongs to us now. Is that supposed to hurt? I'm not beaten yet.
Got ya. Took a bit of effort, but we managed to do it. So that's good. Here we go. And last guy here. Have a wood-cutting axe. Do we have a wood-cutting axe, actually? Let's check. We've got a shovel, pickaxe, fishing rod, but not wood-cutting axe. So we're going to grab that. That is going to be a useful tool that will help us as we go. Alright, let's see what they've got here. Nothing too crazy, I would presume. And that is the menhir. So. Alright, let's save here. And beat this guy up.
being watched. I'll fight till I die! You'll have to do better than that.
Okay, that should be enough. We don't need to go hard on dealing with the enemy. Okay, let's save. But the practice of taking out
Show
enemies
yourself.
is going to be necessary.
I'll teach you to respect me.
There we go. Now we just beat him up.
You'll be fertilizing the soil.
I'll teach you to respect me.
I'll take you down with me.
There we go. Now we just beat him up.
I won't go down easily.
There we go. Save. And let's see. Can we get another take combo out here?
Beg
Hello.
for mercy. Ha! Gotcha! You'll have to do better than that.
There we go. Got a bit roughed up there, but that's fine. Nothing that we can't handle. We won't actually be able to sell with full quality if we do grab items anyways, so right now, in this instance, quests are probably going to be our most valuable donor when it comes to these sorts of things. So we're better off just grabbing materials for crafting right now until we're ready to sell. So for now, it's just a matter of blocking and just playing it safe. That said, once we get enough food, we can just consume that in bulk and just go from there. But rambling aside, we're getting stronger by the day, so that's good. Okay, pop this open. There we go. Don't need to claymore. Really, the consumables are more important for us right now at this very moment in time. At least that's what I would argue. Consumables are just going to be way better for us in general. There's some bottles here and there, but nothing worth grabbing right now. What we will do is we will make a whole bunch of health potions if we can. It does appear that we've got an expected outcome situation going on. There we go. Yeah, we're running, yeah, we basically just gotta increase the quality of stuff as we're going. At the moment, health potions are probably going to be our best friend, though. Okay, we'll grab these. Oh, hello. Grab this. Okay, we're gonna save here. Take out these wolves. Let's take him out. Well, there you go. Not ideal, but whatever. We're still trying to get used to unarmed and all its attacks, so it's fine. Take it slow, take it easy, and when we do eventually get to a point where we're satisfied, we will get strong enough that we'll be able to handle most threats. Bag-wise, let's see, what do we got? Yeah, we still need more antler fragments. But once we do get the antler fragments, we should be good. We want to take out this. Here, preferably. There we go. Just getting one hit in is perfectly fine. But getting more in would certainly make our life a little easier. There we go. Definitely didn't get what we need, though, unfortunately. Well, whatever. We're slowly building up our, strength, so... Eventually, we will reach a point where we're going to be fine. Until then, it's just a matter of building up our power. And once we get the 6 strength that we need, we can then move into practicality, which will increase our sale value, I suppose. So there is merit in doing that, so... Let's see.
We have company.
Hello.
You're in for a world of hurt!
Okay.
Didn't see that coming! You fight like a milkmaid!
Alright, so we're gonna have a bit of issues here.
I will bleed you. I will bleed you.
Oh, are you kidding? Damn. Yeah. Goes to show that footing is a, certainly a thing that you need to be wary of. Dang. Then again, fighting 3 enemies with just your fists is gonna be hard early game. So it makes sense.
Stay focused.
Come on, then. I want you to come over here. Come on. Yeah, there you go. Come here. Rush over. Okay.
Your wealth is ours. Your wealth is ours. Your wealth is ours.
All right.
This is my lucky day. You'll regret this.
Come on.
Your gold belongs to us now.
Go now. Okay. Alright, so we managed to take out 1. That's good. As long as we do it carefully, we're fine.
How much longer do we have to wait to take down that damn noose? 4 days and 4 nights. That's what the arsehole told me. Said it'd bring bad luck if we cut them down too soon. So they're dead. It's not like they'll get any more dead in 3 days' time. I'm done sitting here freezing my balls off. Don't you bloody touch it. We've got enough.
Alright, well, while they're bickering, set ourselves up with that for now.
It is. We don't need to sprinkle any more just because you're lazy. Fine.
I'm not scared of you. You'll regret this.
Okay, so now we're getting into the more dangerous peasants. So what ends up happening is at later in the nights, effectively the weird starts possessing peasants. And they naturally get harder to deal with. Okay. But yeah, no, you can see things go awry if you aren't able to fight them properly in that instance. It's basically just a battle of endurance at that point, and for us, it's always going to be a battle of endurance until our gauntlets activate. It's literally just a ticking time bomb at that point.
We have to wait to take. You'll have to do better than that. I'll teach you to respect me. Say your prayers. Or you'll have your head on a pike. You fight like a milkmaid. Beg for mercy. I will bleed you.
Come on, then. There we go, finally. There we go. Yeah, so as you can tell, we suffer quite a bit from the dangers here. Alright, health potion. Some acid. Well, health potion. Yeah, so we play a dangerous gambit, if it wasn't already obvious. Okay, let's save here. And it's only going to get harder when we fight enemies.
I won't go down easily.
There we go. That's another one dealt with. Save. Okay. Alright, we now arrive at Eastgate.
You'll have to do better than that.
I'll teach you to respect me.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Damn. Yeah, so I got ambushed, as you can tell. Yeah, we're in an instance where we need to actually rest first before we do any further fighting. We're just not built to fight in the, we're just not built to fight in this environment just yet. We need levels. That's just inevitable. Okay, we just rest until 6. That should be the ratio. Yep. That'll be the safe zone.
We ain't safe here.
You'll be fertilizing the soil.
Beg for mercy.
Say your prayers.
You fight like a milkmaid.
Beg for mercy. You'll be fertilizing the soil.
Okay.
I'll teach you to respect me. Say your prayers. Beg for mercy.
There we go. Yeah, just send them down. It's fine. Alright, that's a little bit better. Okay. We're just gonna go up here. Nothing. Okay, if we go down, there's a small chest with some potions. Nothing in our autofill slots, that's for sure. We'll take the small health potions, get the weak one in place. There we go. Alright, a soul stone. Charge a soul stone with each kill. When fully charged, the soul stone is destroyed and fully heals the player's health and mana. This is useful early game, but honestly, once you reach a certain threshold, it's kind of useless. If I'm gonna be real. I mean, for now, though, it's fine, but... Let's make a blood soaker. Oh. Are you able to use cheese spell for money? I do believe you are able to use the cheese spell. I haven't gotten to the point where I can actually get that spell just yet. I have to go through the merchant's questline. But yes, you can use the cheese spell to obtain money. It's not very profitable, but it is possible. What you probably want to do is you need to take the cheese and make it into, like, food or something. If you want to actually profit off it. But at that point, that's just leveling things. What's the rec required? So what you need to do is you need to deal with Orlaith specifically, and you need to go through her questline. We'll get to that as we go, but it's probably not something that we're going to do today. But to roughly give you an idea, you'll basically go through her questline, and you will reach this area. And you need to complete the questline of the individual in this area in order to get the cheese spell. And once you got the cheese spell, it's just a question of whether you want to sacrifice your summons in order to get the cheese necessary, because you can sacrifice your summons to do that. Or you just start using bandits as fuel. Either which way, you'll be fine. Just try not to use the cheese spell on essential people, because that could really fuck with the game, I feel. So choose your targets carefully. If they have special loot, obviously you want to avoid that, because it's much less profitable that way. But yeah, summons would be the way to go.
Who goes there?
Ow. Ow.
What a wimp!
Okay, yeah, no, that was something. Dang. Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to beat bosses at this rate. We need more levels. Ah. No, we can make it. We can do this. We just have to do it right. Alright. Let's save. Alright, let's do this.
We have company.
Alright.
This is my lucky day.
That hurt. Good.
Okay, so I've got to learn to parry more. If I can parry him into a stun, that would be the best way to go against him.
We have company.
Okay.
You
And of course,
survived
yeah,
that.
no, I've got to, I've really got to learn to parry. It's really just a timing thing at this rate, so it's just a matter of, if I can parry him right. But other than that, we should be fine. Alright. We got this.
Who goes there?
Are you kidding? Okay, so
This is how
he did
it's
the wind
done.
up back and swing instead of the whole just insta swing. Okay.
Stay
Okay.
focused. Your wealth is ours.
Are you kidding?
That hurt. Good.
Okay, maybe I'm not ready to fight him yet. Maybe this is the time where I say, no, let's back off. Would having a shield count as a weapon? I do not believe a shield would count as a weapon, unfortunately. If it did, that would be nice. But I don't think it does. I'll actually have to check that now that you say that, because I'm now curious if it is considered a weapon. Because if it is, then I could actually increase my unarmed by a slight bit more. At least by a 10% increase. The question would then be, at that point, like, would my unarmed scale with the shield being the quote-unquote weapon for the increase? I do believe that the shield would count as a armor relic, though. Or armor relic, based tool. So unfortunately, I don't think that would be the case, but we can try. It's just a matter of finding a shield at that point. Which, you know, there you go at that point, right? But hey, we'll make room to find it, why not? Okay.
Look.
Let's save here.
You've done your fool. It's always the same with you. Beat them up first, ask questions later, damn it. And now we have no gold, no nothing, just a pile of old stones and a dead body.
No, come off it. Let's just take what he had and let's get out of here.
But he didn't have shut. A piece of iron and a slip of paper. You can't even wipe your ass with it. And you said he was supposed to be some great lord.
Dang. Really do be, hunting, people out here, huh? Oh, well. Is there any good stuff that we can make? Not really. I guess we just well, no, let's not experiment just yet. Okay. Okay. Beat you up specifically? There we go. Use his friend as a shield. There we go. There we are. Okay. Heal up using that. There you go. Yeah, no, okay, so if they have a large weapon, you can easily dodge to the side and all that, so... There is available options here. We'll grab that arrow, because why not? Alright, so... This is the All-Mother Shrine. If you manage to get 3 of these shrines, you can go to the All-Mother Temple, and you can get a very special item that will give you a permanent increase to your health. So it's very good if you are able to get all the shrines and save the amulets that you get from them. But we'll worry about that in a moment. Okay, so you need a feather, rose, and sage for the ritual. I think I've got 2 of those. Let's see. We should have the rose and feather at the very least. Right? Let's see. We've got the sage. We should have the feather. Yep. We just need the rose, which is, should be somewhere nearby. We'll have to look around, though. But for now, let's quickly get some mining in. Because getting the iron isn't a bad thing. More sage. Health potions are always going to be in high demand for us. But yes, no, we need roses, and I do believe there was some around here. We'll save here for a sec in order to deal with these guys here. There we go. Just beat up the wolf. There we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there should be roses somewhere around here. Take the aromatic remedy. That's going to be handy. But it doesn't necessarily have to be here, but there is roses somewhere around here, I do believe. Is what I hoped, but I think I already took them, which is unfortunate. That does mean we're going to have to find another location for the roses, because the roses are necessary in order to unlock that altar. Mind you, we don't need it right now, but it is still good to have, if only for the benefits of, what's the word? I forget. But put simply, the altar does have permanent boosts, much like the shrines do. So getting those done will help you overall, strength-wise, so getting them done will help. Regardless, for now, let's just pilfer these guys for now. Nothing really too special on them. What we can do is we can go over here and get some stuff. Let's save here. And let's quickly dig some items up here. Hello. Here we are. So we're dealing with 4. Ow. Not okay. Let's get some potions in place. That should be fine. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to be able to take out that many drowners, so let's back off. Yeah, we're going to have to run from a few fights here and there. It's just inevitable. We're in a situation where we need to choose our fights carefully. That said, I suppose we could do just summons if we really wanted to, but that isn't really gonna make for a entertaining challenge, is it? What is our experience currently? We're getting onto the threshold of 7, so that's good. But we are definitely going to need to find a way to increase our survival rate, so... We need a... We just need something more. What I do know is that down here there's a shrine that we can go to. We can go and sacrifice some antlets to get that. That will at least increase our healing a little bit, which is good. We will talk with that guy later on. Oh, hello. There we go. We got the roses, so now we've got the All-Mother Temple sorted once we get things set up. Grab those. Take this. You know what? Let's actually do this. It's not ideal, but it will get the job done. We'll waste all the way up till we get to 10 picks. The reason I'm doing this is simply so we can level up our theft, which is experience in its own right. So getting the levels of theft up would actually be a good thing for us. And that's kind of why I actually got all that iron. I just didn't realize it, to be honest. It's an easy way to get some levels in quickly, so doing this is actually not bad for us. Okay, just pop these as much as we can. Alright. Once we get up down to 10 lockpicks rather, we'll stop. Alright, 32 isn't bad. But we still want to keep going, because the more theft we get, the easier it's going to be to pick locks anyways, so... That alone is still giving us quite a bit. Alright. And hey, wasting lockpicks isn't a bad thing for us, because, I mean, we can easily make, like, 4 per iron, so that alone is good. There we go. 20. Alright, 10 more, and then we've got ourselves, quite enough to actually start popping this lock open, actually. Instead of just leaving it to breaking locks. Or lockpicks, rather. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and 1 more. There we go. There we go. Easy peasy. That's gonna get us a level 7. Grab the mana elixir. Honestly, I'm half tempted to sell all the potions. But, we'll worry about that in due time. Place the campfire, so that way we can level up. Our attributes for strength are now at their peak. So we got the strength part of the, creation now. We just need to up the practicality, I believe it is. Okay, shields, let's see. Wielding shields increases melee damage by 10%. That's actually really good. Block drains 10 less stamina. Blocking spells restore mana equal to 20%. Carrying with a shield has a 10% chance to slow the attacker for 2 seconds. Triple damage dealt by shields. Reduce damage taken by 5% while a shield is equipped. I'm very tempted to get counterweights, so I'm actually gonna hold off on leveling the skill tree for now. In favor of finding myself a shield at this point. So let's go back over to the camp over here. And we'll see if we can't just make a shield just to test the waters to see what is available for us. We're definitely going to sell all of our mana potions, that much is certain.
You're back.
Nope, not yet. What I want to do is instead sell a mace, ponoid, keep the bow, because you never know, sell the random arrows. We don't need these looter masks. They're honestly pretty meh. Keep these. Those. Sell those. In fact, I'm going to sell all these, because we don't need those. Sell all the mana, because we're definitely never going to be using the... Oh, we'll keep the origin potions. We want to keep those, ideally. Bloodsucker potions we can keep. We don't need the swift step, so we'll sell those. Alright, sell this and these two. Those unidentified items are basically just, they're material that we don't need right now. And I'm just gonna quickly spam this, as we can. Alright, let's see. Can we make a shield? No, we cannot. But can we purchase a recipe to make one? Or is he selling one? He is selling shields. We can either go for the kite shield or the wooden shield. I'm going to go with the one for the wooden shield here. On block, gain 5% damage for 5 seconds. Or we go for the kite shield option. We've also got a few options for gear. We're going to grab the Art of Making Arrows 1. How to Forge Iron Without Making a Fool of Yourself, and this. They're cheap, so might as well grab them. The Adventures of Swan Knight we will not be buying, but we are definitely going to be buying this wood shield, though. Grindstone. Let's go into attaching relics. Let's see. We need a bit more gold if we want to do that, unfortunately. So we won't be able to test our theory, but we can certainly put the shield in our left hand. It technically counts as a weapon from the looks of it. Huh. I wonder. Well, it does have a damage value, a damage threshold even, so theoretically it would count as a weapon? We'd need to sell something, you know, we need to sell a bit to test that theory, though, so we're gonna sell some stuff. Let's see, weapon-wise, nothing. We'd need to make, like, 70-ish gold somehow. If we convert these pelts into leather, which we can't do just yet, we could figure it out. Sell the broken item. Let's sell 21 feathers. Sell 12 of sage. Sell this. Keep those. There we go. That brings us to 503 gold, which is just barely enough to get the upgrade here. Or attaching a relic to the shield. And yeah, okay, so there you go. Okay. Weapon deals an additional 10% damage versus inflicting burn. Does that include unarmed, though, is the question. I don't think it does. But it is good to know that we can actually apply weapon relics to these. That does mean that we can attach the relic here. We're going to use the Starborn Egg for now. But we will definitely upgrade to something else later. But the fact that we can actually use a shield to increase our damage is actually really good. This does mean that we can still go unarmed and not have to worry. So we just have to use a shield, essentially, if we want to go unarmed. But what we will do now is we are going to go down, and we're going to go back to our bonfire. Because that way we can actually increase our damage by an additional 10% when wielding a shield. So level up, specifically into Endurance. Here we go. Wielding shields increases melee damage by 10%. So that's just a straight up 10% bonus damage increase, so that's good. So yeah, now we've got even more damage output. Not perfect, but it's gonna be a lot better for us. Okay, let's save. And let's test our metal. Okay. Okay, we're suffering a bit of health loss, but that's fine. Okay. There we go. Okay, we're getting into the groove of things. It's just a matter of health being the issue. Steel breastplate, huh? We could use that, actually. Let's see. What does the shield breastplate do? It's way more armor. We need more endurance to use it properly, but it does increase our armor by an additional 2 points. At the cost of 5 health, that's a definitely better for what we're wearing. So we're definitely wearing that breastplate. Alright, for the Druidic Shrine, we'll just sacrifice a wolf pelt. That's 400 experience, plus the Amulet of the Waning Moon, which gives us spell power, magic crits, and max mana increase, which is honestly useless to us. But the reason I am going through the effort of claiming these shrines is actually if you collect all of them, you will get a health bonus. So that alone is a boon in of itself. Oh, we got another enemy here. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I'm getting stomped by a few enemies. I'm not used to the shield parry yet. Among other things, but okay. We'll have to get used to it eventually, so it's just a matter of time. Okay, wait till that. stamina. Okay. Ah! Okay, so that was a trade-off. We died both at the same time, but not enough that it's just not working right now. We need to make ourselves some food. More food would be better. We just need, like, passive healing. That's really all it comes down to. Okay. Okay. Okay, timing it. Oh! There we go. Got him. I just had to really lock in and get used to the flow of things. We got a Fisherman Seal. Increases max stamina by 3%. Right now, I'm more concerned about just wearing heavy defense. So that will have to abstain for now. Okay. So now it's just a matter of getting some health regen. So at the moment, our best bet is to actually go back into the fort, get some healing in, or make some healing rather, by using some of the materials that we've been collecting thus far. Food stuff is probably the only good way that we're gonna get through this. Alongside roses. Roses are a decent healing item. At least for 10 HP, what they are. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have to just keep finding ways to heal. That's literally just gonna... It's just gonna keep us alive. That's literally all we got available to us. There is ways that will allow us to heal in better ways, but obviously, food is the best. So we're gonna cook up some meals here. Let's see. Honestly, at this point, maybe it's even better just to make a whole bunch of shoddy food. It's not ideal, but it will give us EXP. There we go. So that's going to give us tons of healing at the very least. Some of it's lasting... Well, most of it's 10 seconds worth of duration. But the healing is good. That'll at least increase our survivability. Increases lifesteal by 10% for 20 seconds. I mean, that could go hard. I just don't know what we'd use it for. Let's see, weapon-wise, yeah, we got that. Spells. Stamina, yeah, we don't need that. Okay. Alright, that'll have to be it for now. But hey, food is up by a certain percent, so that's good. And now that we've got some actual passive healing, we should be fine to adventure once again. What do we have gear-wise? I do believe we have the materials necessary. We've got rose, we've got the feather, and we need sage, which we've got, so that's good. Alright, we've got the materials necessary for the All-Mother Shrine. So we're just gonna go over there and get that material. Ignore those guys. Yeah. All we do is just go over to here, interact, we make an offering, and we get the All-Mother's Mercy Amulet. The All-Mother Mercy Amulet is basically a revive, but it destroys the amulet. We have a chance of getting 3 of those, but we want to save our chance to getting something better. Okay. 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 Alright. Done. Alright, there we go. That is some of the defenses given to us. Take the milkweed, or whatever we can, as we're going. And just so you guys are aware, there is some fights that we can't actually handle, if it wasn't already obvious, but, we're starting to get better at, you know, prepping ourselves to parry and all that, so... Once we do eventually increase our parry window, it's probably going to be a lot easier on us, but that is a time-consumed thing, so... Just a matter of time. That is health potions, can't be bad. Pork and butter, yeah. Each will contribute in their own way to make food. All will be handy, and sure enough. We'll save here. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we want to avoid, what's-his-face there. I don't think he engages you, so we don't have to worry about that in, like, the first act. But, that guy who's tolling the bell we want to avoid if we can try to. Ow. Okay, there we go. Done. Hey. Oh, take him out. There you go. Alright, so we're gonna save. That's gonna... We're doing quite well level-wise at the very least. We're up to level 7, but of course we are gonna need to get to... We still need the practicality. Once we get the practicality up, that's gonna make our lives 100 times easier. Oh, hello. Okay. There we go. And now for you. Hey, there we go. Got a bit of a campfire. We can cook some stuff here. Let's just focus on cooking some meats here. What else can we cook? We can cook these. That's undercooked food. Hey, we got oatmeal. There you go. That's another food type. Okay, so this mine here is definitely gonna get us some experience if we do engage in it. Unfortunately, I do not think we are capable of handling this mine specifically, because there is going to be way too many enemies that we won't be able to handle, unfortunately. Wish we could, but I'm confident that we will lose. Although, then again, what other choice do we have, right? I guess our best bet would actually be to go talk with that hunter that we were told to check out. That would probably be for the best, wouldn't it? But what we can do for now is actually just go and do this. Yeah, we do not want to engage with that guy. That guy will take us out in an instant. Alright. We now aim for this guy here, so... We got Rusty Ardgale. We can't take them out just yet, so no point in trying. We're gonna go to warp to King's Road, then go over to... Oh,
I will be your downfall!
Okay. Yeah, GG. Alright, well, that sucks. Not too surprised, though. Hopefully I didn't lose too much progress. But, whatever. Yeah, no, we saved over here. That's good. That does mean that we've just got to run away from the knight when we do engage with him. Either that, or I can just try and duke it out with him. It would be entertaining if I did win, so let's give it a try.
I see fear in your eyes.
Okay. Ow. Okay, I've got to get used to parrying. But I mean, I'm getting there with him. Does he damage me through my parries? That's the question. Huh. I mean, let's see.
I will be your downfall!
No, he just one-shots me. Damn. Okay, so, yeah, no, running away from him is the better option. Yeah, no, one shot, not fun. Not a fun experience. Ooh. Well, that sucks. Alright, let's warp there, and then we just run. We book it to the other area.
Back to your hovel!
Oh, great, there's even more enemies that we don't want to face. Have our stamina. Yeah, no. See ya. All right. Take you out at least. Let's take you out. Ah. Alright, that's 2 antler fragments out of 3. So we're doing something right. Hello?
Oh, a new face. I haven't seen you before.
You're a bard.
It depends on who's asking. And why. No, I'm kidding. I don't meet many outsiders these days. I'm Marg, a hunter in the service of the Horns of the South.
The quartermaster told me that you have a problem with the undead.
Aye. I don't know what it is about this place, but even the dead hardly ever get any rest. Though I'll admit, it's getting worse lately. They keep emerging from the local cemetery in numbers greater than that small plot of land ever held. So I'm guessing we might have a necromancer on our hands. And here I thought after the Charred Conclave, we'd have more than 100 years of peace from them.
Do you often have problems with necromancy around these parts?
Only every century or so. But even that's too often if you ask me. Something seems to draw them here. Well, it's probably all that death. The South has always been restless. And after what happened with the sunken village, I guess death has seeped into the very soil of this land. Must be quite alluring for that lot.
Why can't you deal with it yourself?
Because I'm not stupid or suicidal. I can go up against a few undead, but their masters are a different story. I'm a simple hunter, while they have the power to raise the dead. Arrows are only good against magic if you're far away from the caster, which is impossible in the crypt. But if you decide not to help, I'll have no choice, will I? Or I could just wait for the necromancer to be destroyed by what they summoned. It happens sometimes, from what I've heard.
I'll find out what's happening.
Good. And try not to die. That undead swarm doesn't need any more recruits.
Right. Anything interesting around here?
Everything is interesting around here. But ultimately, it depends on what you're looking for.
Tell me about yourself.
No.
Suit yourself. Why?
Because I'm not an interesting person. You need to understand that when someone enlists with the Horns of the South, he leaves his former self outside the walls of the keep. His old life, it loses all meaning. If someone comes here and gets political, well, they'll end up disappointed. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but becoming the captain is a curse for any true keeper. It's not the honor others on Avalon seem to think it is.
How so?
Because the captain answers to Camelot and its representative, Galahad. So every captain needs to get political, whether he likes it or not. And the current Galahad is a real piece of shit. He burns people under any pretext whatsoever, or none at all. He sows terror. I have no respect for the man.
Huh. Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm self-sufficient enough not to have to ask for help. However, I suppose I could help you. I could share some things I found out during my hunts.
That would certainly help. Why not? This is probably the most important book that we're ever going to find. It's going to change hides to leather, which is really good for us. And then, of course, you got arrow types here, so having these arrows isn't a bad thing. But we're going to need to sell enough to actually make that, so I don't think we're going to have the money for it. And especially with our current sale value, it's just not going to reach enough to warrant getting it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. The value of our current stuff just ain't enough, really. But we do level up, though. And that alone is enough to increase our practicality by a level. which is well worth it, and that's going to increase the price of sold goods by an additional 10%. Our skill tree can be invested to make it ourselves stronger. I guess ideally we want to increase our strength by an additional 5. Increase physical damage by 2% for each point of your weapon's weight. I mean, I guess technically my shield would count as the weapon's weight, wouldn't it? And the weight of a shield here is 2.8. So every pound would base... Okay, so it'd be only a 4% increase. It's still something, but it's not something that we should get yet. Let's see. Shields. Let's see. Reducing the damage taken isn't a bad idea. Let's just focus on the damage. Alright, we're at a godly physique, so that's 15% now. Okay. Brawler might honestly be the best way to go. It would do a stacking increase of damage. Okay, we're gonna grab what we can from this guy. Devil Snare. Which saw, yeah, we don't need those. Grab those. Grab this row of plant stuff. Okay, nothing there. Anything here? Nope. There is a bunch of veggie stuff, so we will be able to procure some veggie stuff that will help us along the way. Tomatoes. There we go. Nice. Might as well get the lumber here as well. It may not seem like much, but getting lumber right now is actually a good thing, because we will be able to deal with a quest later on that will give us plenty of experience if we do this. So getting at least 150 logs is actually will help. Getting 150 logs will help us a lot. So doing that is just a decent quest to get some serious early game experience. Among other things that we can do to make our life easier. Butter, beer, tomatoes. Nothing under there. Nothing out here. Okay. Unyielding Sentinel. Reduces stamina cost by 4. That's pretty good. We'll drop the small pot, because we don't need that. There we go. That's pretty much that there. Alright, cooking-wise, let's see. Recipes, any... We can make cabbage rolls. That's good enough for me. I'd experiment, but for now, I just want to focus on getting all our veggies made into... Alright, make that. There we go. Alright. What we need most is just leveling up our cooking, and that's gonna help us quite a bit. Alright, there we go. We make our way north now to the Dead of Dreams. That is going to be our next objective. We've got... clearly got a lot of work ahead of us. I do want to take you out, though, before I do anything, though. Assuming I can catch the deer, that is. I don't think we are going to catch it, so no point in chasing it. Oh, hello. No. There we go. Well, before we do go hunting for that, we actually want to go over to the Shrine of the Deer next. So, before we go any further, I guess. Well, ideally we want to get a checkpoint. So, first we're gonna keep going. We'll save here. And we'll deal with the enemy here. Damn. There we go. Okay, yeah, no, I had to panic there a little bit, but other than that, we're fine. There was a panic, but it needs to be done. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there should be a warp if we take out the skeletons here, so doing this is actually going to help us a little bit. Alright. Hey, Skelly. Come here. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's one undead. Out of the many that are here. Hello. Yeah, nice try. Ow. That's another. Okay, let's save. Hello. Come on, I want you to come over. Alright, 47. Nice. Okay, let's save. Do we still have that stolen item is the question. I don't think we do. Because it was a consumable. Yeah, no, we ended up making that into food, which is a bummer. So we're gonna actually have to backtrack a little bit in order to get what we need. Okay. Okay, back up a bit. Okay, back up. Okay, there you go. Ow. At least the undead are easy to take out. Alright, let's see. Let's save here. Nice try. Ow. Oh, hello. Ah. Okay. Could get stopped. Ow. Okay, yeah, no, that was a bit too many. Was not, expecting that, that's for sure, but, hey. Well, I mean, I guess I was sort of expecting it, but dang. Sucks to suck. Okay, bait that. Okay, let's save here. Okay, what's our stats looking like? We should probably definitely have a health. We should definitely have health potions on standby. Okay, let's encourage you to chase me. Come on. Okay, hi. Alright, that's too many. Seriously? How'd this turn into a 4v4? Or 4v1? Oh, hey. Alright, that's another. At least we're whittling them down one by one. But dang if it isn't getting difficult. Well, at least, what's his face is throwing a rock. Okay. we go. Got him. Hey, got him. Okay, that's another set of undead dealt with. We can go over here and quickly grab some stuff. I'm sure. We'll save. God, this is difficult. But it needs to be done. Okay. Take that. That's gonna get us some Sewell Delight and some dang good fish. We'll save here. Let's see. Got skeletons. What else we got? We've got this. Take you out. Oh, hi. Bait you across. Okay. Another. Okay, now for you. So. Annoying. But we managed to do it in the end, so there you go. That's a cleared graveyard, I guess. As weird as it is to say. But hey, let's go. Okay, that's a swift dagger. We can go into this area, but we're actually going to hold off on doing that. Because I think we might save that for next time. Besides, we need to find ourselves a warp stone, ideally. Okay, so we are here now. Let's see. What do we got? We've got absolutely nothing over here, aside from this warp stone there. There is the abandoned stronghold up north, if we can get to it, so there's no reason to not. In fact, I'm going to make an effort to go there. In fact, I might actually... I won't be able to take them out, so no point trying. We are going to avoid the bear if we can. I personally like to avoid a fight there. A red priest thing. Ignore them, I guess. There we go. Alright. With that out of the way, we can now use the abandoned stronghold warp. We are going to warp over to the east gate. And we are now going to finally get the next upgrade. Hey. Down some healing there. There we go. That's going to give us some more recovery. But the most important thing is actually getting this. So, for those who don't know, these are slightly bigger shrines. And these give us a movement speed multiplier. So, or at least for this one, it gives a movement speed multiplier. By getting this, we will move 10% faster in general. So originally, our statistics attribute-wise would be, where is it? Our movement speed multiplier would have been 92% with heavy armor, but now we move at a normal speed. The reason for that is because we suffer a -10 to mana regeneration, stamina regen, attack speed, casting speed, all that, because we are wearing heavy armor. We've got a 13.7 armor rating right now, so that would be the reason why. Let's see, do we have any better gear? No. But that's perfectly fine. Really should get some better shoes at some point, but I digress. Gear-wise, that should be... We're doing well, all things considering. The only other thing that we need to do is just get practicality up, and that's going to take time no matter what we do, so... Yeah. Once we do eventually reach that cap for, well, once we do reach that, point, we will have a significant, defense going for ourselves. We're going to quickly warp back over to our... over here. We are going to want to upgrade our gear. Preferably. So I'm gonna see what they have.
Hope nothing bad happens today.
Alright, handcrafting. We've already made the corpse eater rags. Well actually, do we have the rags or the helm? That's the point that I'm concerned about, so we should probably check that before we go further. So we're gonna go in here. Let's put the Swift Dagger away. Keep the shield on us. We'll put the Grief-Torn Armor away. Let's quickly take out the... Okay, we've got the helm, but not the chest plate. So that's what we need to make next for the...
Just another peaceful moment.
So we're actually gonna make the... See if we can. There we go. Even if it is weak, we do want to make it. Here you go.
Well, now, that's not half bad. Not half bad at all. Solid work, and you didn't skimp on the details. You've nailed the basics. So how about we try something a bit fancier, huh?
All right. We've learned the Festering Chest Guard and the Festering Helm. So, the Festering Helm and Chest Guard require blood clots and leather. What we can do is we can convert some of the leather that we have into gear like this. This will increase our stamina if we are able to successfully craft it, which will be tedious to do no matter what we do. Let's make 4 extra lockpicks, and that should be enough for both pieces of gear. We don't have enough leather to comb both, but what we can do is we can go into his shop here. We just buy 1 piece of leather. It is expensive, but that's fine. Right, we've made a Festering Chest Guard. Now we just need to luck out on the Festering Helm, which we did. There we go. I made the armor.
Damn, you're getting the hang of this quicker than most. Tell you what, you've earned the chance to try something more advanced. I've got a pattern I've been sitting on, and if you get it right, you'll have armor so good, even I might get jealous.
Alright. And for that, we've got the Flayed Drowner gear. Honestly, both of these aren't really going to be what we're interested in, but still, getting these won't hurt. At the very least, they'll increase our armor value, which is kind of what we are looking for anyways. So let's see, what would we prefer wearing? I guess ideally we'd want to wear the Festering Chest Guard, huh? The steel breastplate does have more armor, though, so we're still going to wear that. Helm-wise, let's see. This is going to give us 2.4 armor, but we won't get the effects of the armor there, so no point in wearing anything heavier than what we've already got, so... At least we're getting stronger. That's the important thing. But the handicrafts are probably going to be our best friend for a while. When we do eventually get the specific recipe in mind that I have planned for us to wear. But that will come in due time. For now, obviously, we need to just increase the gloves. Because the stronger the gloves are...
Nothing bad happens today.
So let's go into handcraft. Well, not handcrafting. Let's go into upgrades. Let's see. Can we enchant this further? No, we cannot. We still need meteorite and leather. So that's a bummer. We could increase defense of the thorn helmet because that just requires iron and leather. But to do that, we'd need to do some finagling as well. But I digress. What we can do is we can reduce the stamina cost by using the Unyielding Sentinel. We can remove the relics whenever we want, so we shouldn't need to worry too much if we are fueling certain things, but reducing our stamina costs are not a bad idea. We will need to up our stamina regen, and there is a few items that will help us with that. So it's just a matter of time. Thorn helmet might be worth it, but we should probably consider getting a better helmet at some point. But alas, everything in due time. Although that said, I think we are going to wrap it up here for today. Next stream, we are going to head on our way over to Deada's Dreams, and we're going to clear out this graveyard. We'll probably have to deal with some of the bosses eventually. I know that for a fact. But dealing with the Necromancer early is probably for the best, and it would give us some decent experience, I do believe. So that would be ideal for us. But yeah, next stream we will just build ourselves stronger. There is a few recipes I have in mind that will make us even stronger, but it's just a matter of, you know, finding them and using them and all that, so it's a journey. We'll also discover what this questing egg does, because I've forgotten that I can actually hatch that. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I will see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.